Something happened in the last game that no one expected, a moment that could mark the beginning of a new era. It wasn't just a comeback. It wasn't just a victory. It was the kind of performance that forces the entire league to stop and take notice. And yet, even after all this, there are still voices trying to discredit it. But what if what we witnessed wasn't a fluke, but a glimpse of what's to come? Let's discover it all. So hit the like button and come with me. Something happened last Sunday night that no one can stop talking about. Not the analysts, not the fans, and definitely not Colin Cowherd. But let's be honest, few of us saw it coming the way it actually unfolded. The Minnesota Vikings may have just witnessed the birth of something special, something that could define the season. And yes, it all centers around rookie quarterback J.J. McCarthy. Now listen, this wasn't just a debut. This was a statement. J.J. McCarthy, the 22-year-old kid who had been criticized, doubted, and dismissed by the national media, took his first NFL start and turned it into a roller coaster thriller, finishing with a record-breaking performance that literally no quarterback in the league's history has ever accomplished. But before we get there, let's rewind the tape. All offseason, Colin Cowherd was clear. He didn't see it. According to him, JJ didn't have a special trait. He leaned on his trusted sources and couldn't figure out why the Vikings would hitch their wagon to this kid. And 48 hours before kickoff, Cowherd was still doubling down. But what happened when JJ finally took the field? For 2.5 quarters, it was admittedly rocky. Cowherd pounced immediately, saying McCarthy looked as bad as any quarterback he'd watched that weekend. Then came the moment. A throw to Justin Jefferson. A spark. And suddenly, McCarthy wasn't just managing a debut. He was rewriting it. The narrative flipped, and fast. From bust to breakout. From why did they draft him, to he might be the one. In fact, McCarthy became the first player in NFL history to throw 2 10-plus yard touchdowns and run for another 10-plus yard touchdown, all in the fourth quarter of his first career game. Now, think about that for a second. No quarterback has ever done that. Not Mahomes. Not Rodgers. Not Brady. J.J. McCarthy. And here's the part no one's giving enough attention. J.J. didn't just perform. He led. When the team was trailing 17-6 and everything looked like it might slip away, he turned to his guys in the huddle and asked, "Where else would you rather be?" No yelling. No panic. Just confidence, composure, and command. That's not emotion, that's leadership. That's mental toughness. And let's address Cowherd again, because yes, he tried to walk back his takes. Suddenly JJ reminded him of Baker Mayfield, saying he's an emotional player who gets streaky. But the truth is, JJ's not an emotional player. He's a passionate one. That's a massive difference, and every Vikings fan watching him knew it. He didn't get hot, he got calm. He didn't force the game, he trusted it. Critics said the Vikings would have been better off with Sam Darnold or Aaron Rodgers. Let's be clear, those guys have played hundreds of NFL games. This was J.J. McCarthy's first start on the road, without Jordan Addison, without Christian Darrisaw, against a division rival. And he delivered a comeback that will be talked about for years. So how did he do it? How did he flip the switch when others would have folded? It comes down to what Vikings fans have been told for months. J.J. McCarthy's mental resilience is different. We saw him rise. We saw him stay steady. And when the moment came, he took it. No fear. No hesitation. Just execution. Even in the postgame, JJ explained his mindset, telling reporters that all he wanted was for his team to stay present, stay smiling, and enjoy the battle. That's wisdom beyond his years. That's the stuff of franchise quarterbacks. And the numbers? They back it all up. The Vikings' offense exploded late. The line gave him time. The receivers made plays. But at the heart of it all was a quarterback who didn't shrink, he shined. Still, some national voices are holding out. Still hesitant to say, "I was wrong." Still stuck on draft day narratives. But here's the reality they're going to have to face sooner than later. J.J. McCarthy is here, and he might be here to stay. Now I want to hear from you. What was your biggest takeaway from J.J. McCarthy's debut? Was it his record-setting fourth quarter? His command in the huddle? His ability to silence the doubters? Drop a comment below and let me know what stood out to you the most. Your voice matters, because this is just the beginning of something big. But it wasn't just J.J. McCarthy who stole the show that night. If you watched the full game, you noticed something that's been a source of frustration for years. The offensive line finally stepped up. And we're not talking about minor improvements, we're talking about the best interior offensive line performance the Vikings have had since 2020. That's right. 0 pressures allowed by the guards and center all game long. Remember that long-standing plea from fans for the front office to invest seriously in the O-line? It finally happened. And the results were undeniable. Donovan Jackson, the first-round pick, had a rock-solid debut with a PFF grade of 74.3 overall and an incredible 88.1 in pass blocking, with 0 pressures allowed over 56 snaps. A total wall. Willie Fry, one of the big free agency signings, looked sharp too. Only 1 pressure allowed, 74.1 pass blocking grade. And Ryan Kelly, the new center, brought pure physicality. Watching the All-22 film, you could see him clearing lanes with authority. No pressures allowed, and mid-70s grades across the board. Flat-out dominance. That kind of protection set the stage for another breakout performance, Jordan Mason. You couldn't ignore what the running back did. He ran with intensity, physicality, and most importantly, consistency. He carried the ball 15 times for 68 yards and averaged 3.86 yards after contact. Just to put that into perspective, that's the highest number posted by a Vikings RB since Kevin O'Connell took over as head coach. And when you dive into the advanced analytics, it gets even more impressive. Jordan Mason ranked top 5 in the NFL in rushing yards over expected in Week 1. He outperformed names like Bijan Robinson, Tony Pollard, and even Josh Jacobs. At this point, projections that he could rush for over 1,000 yards this season don't sound bold, they sound realistic. And why does this matter? Because for the first time in a long time, the Vikings look like they've found their offensive identity. JJ at the helm, protected by a strong interior line, with Jordan Mason acting as that punishing, tone-setting back who wears down defenses and picks up tough yards. It's a formula that sustains long drives, controls the clock, protects your rookie QB, and wins games in December. The best part? This team hasn't even hit its ceiling yet. No Addison. No Darisaw. JJ's very first start. And yet, we saw an offense that adapted, grew throughout the game, and exploded when it mattered most. And that's the most important thing Cowherd and so many others got wrong. They judged JJ based on what he didn't show at Michigan. They failed to realize they were evaluating a quarterback who was disciplined, system-focused, and now, given freedom, the right coaching, and trust, is revealing who he truly is. And if he already showed that kind of composure and firepower in the fourth quarter against the Bears, imagine what's coming. The next test? Sunday Night Football against the Atlanta Falcons. If McCarthy puts together another strong performance on national TV, the media won't be able to ignore it anymore. They might not label him a top 10 QB just yet, but they'll have no choice but to admit J.J. McCarthy has arrived. And the cold in Minneapolis has never felt this electric. So tell me, do you believe J.J. McCarthy is the future of this franchise? Are you confident in this new offense led by him and Jordan Mason? What are you hoping to see next week against the Falcons? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, smash that like button if you enjoyed the breakdown, and don't forget to subscribe, because if this Viking season keeps trending the way it is, you won't want to miss a single moment of history in the making. Go Vikings!